I am officially homeless. Yeah! This is not temporary. This is permanent. I've moved into my car full time. It is super smoky. Canadian wildfires. They're in here, like they're everywhere. Oh my gosh, look at that. What in the world? They are just surrounding my car. They're everywhere. Before I start researching that and deciding where I'm going to go ahead and get into the story about what has been going on. In this video, I will cover the apartment, I'm going to cover the job, and I'm going to cover like tentative future plans. So in this segment, let's talk about the apartment. I want to get this over with because it's disgusting and I want to get it away from when I'm eating. By the time I'm starting to cook, I want to have forgotten about this, although I doubt I will. Last April, I moved into an apartment that was part of my work camping job. And I was like very transparent about that. You guys saw my apartment. It was a very nice apartment. It was pretty expensive, but I wasn't paying for it because it came with my job. But when my contract ended, I started working for the company and I was stuck paying that rent. And that was unexpected. I did not expect for that to happen when I signed that lease. I moved to what I would call a very cheap apartment. And I thought it was a really smart move because I could save money. I wouldn't have to spend most of my paycheck on rent, which is what was happening. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's a little bit, it's a little bit older. It's not as nice, but whatever, I'll be saving money. Ha ha ha. Little did I know that the apartment was infested with cockroaches. They were everywhere. They would crawl on his bowl. I couldn't even leave his water and food out a lot of the times, and it was like really stressful making sure he was eating and drinking. They would crawl on the wall. Oh my goodness. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They would come out of the cracks. There were cracks everywhere, and eventually it started to like really affect my mental health. I had to take leave from work. I had to go on medical leave because I wasn't sleeping. I was just up all night, like worried about the roaches. I mean, it was really bad. It was like they were crawling in the carpeting during the day. I was really scared to leave Parker. The people would have to come and spray, and it was just really hard. They didn't have a key to my apartment, and oh, it was so stressful. I have my dog and the spraying constantly. And it just turned into something really stressful. I did not cook in the apartment. It was so grossed out by the apartment. And I was able to end the lease. They're everywhere. They're like in my jeans. Ah, I think there's one in my nose. Oh, I'm not catching much of a break trying to bug out, am I? It's not going too well. Somebody's happy. Parker, are you rolling in something? Oh no, Parker, hey, oh. So I think I'm just gonna try and cook my dinner here at this park. I would actually go out and use the gas stove at the pavilion, but it's getting, like, sunset is upon us. So I think I'm gonna have to cook in the car tonight. Score. All right, all right. Okay, and the bathroom has no door on it. I better go fast. Let's show you guys a new setup here. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have my hygiene bag, my tech bag, really crowded in here until I can get the cargo box. I've gotten the roof rack system, but it's gonna take a little bit. So I'm gonna get what I need from here. It's still kind of hot in here. I think maybe we're gonna cook outside after all. We need zabata. I have a little bit of bad news. Just as I was getting my seasonings from the trunk, it was like impeccable timing. 3 individuals came into the pavilion. They sit down and they just start smoking. At first I was like, oh, okay, well, I could just share the pavilion with them. But when they started smoking, I'm like, I am out of here. It is super hot. I'm going to have to take down this thing. I mean, there's somebody else like living in their car next to me, but I need air. Oh my god, it is way too hot for this. Uh-oh, I think we just had a power overload. My bad. I have a lot to learn here. What the heck? Why is my other EcoFlow only on 11%? Oh, I know why. It's because in that decrepit apartment, the outlets don't work. Ugh. I'm happy I have a steak to eat, I guess, but that was like really dumb. Like, I should not have used this tonight. I should have saved my steak for tomorrow and then used my gas stove at a park. If I want to have light, I'm gonna have to fish out my EBL. It's like under Parker right now. I'm gonna have to get out of the car. I need more power. I gotta find my EBL. Oh my goodness, that was a total fiasco. My toilet fell out of the car as I was trying to get my power station out of the boot, and I had half my body like hanging out of the car trying to get stuff falling. It was like cascading out of my car. Wanna go outside? Yeah, let's go outside. And in order to get outside, I now have to move all of those bags. I think I need to go back on a little trip to my storage unit because this is way too much stuff in here. Steak, like it all slid off the plate. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, I am having, like, I did not imagine my first night out like this. I imagine, like, I've been looking forward to this night for so long, and I was like planning it. Oh, I'm gonna have a steak and it was gonna be such a good night. But guys, I'm having a really rough night. Like, all the steak juice, it just dripped on my jeans. And then the actual like steak slid off the plate and like onto my comforter. I don't know. I'm scared. Maybe I shouldn't have quit my job. Let's talk about that. Is that yummy? Yeah? Is that pretty good? So the job, I had to quit the job. Working in a warehouse on concrete for the last 3 years, it's really was starting to take its toll on my body. I literally would have times where I would just always be in pain. And this is just a warehouse job. There's lots of places have warehouse jobs. That's just the way it is. And just the repetitive work, it really just, I could only do that for so long. The pay, I mean, it's really not that fantastic. I mean, most pay isn't that fantastic when you think about it, but for the work I was doing, it just, I don't know. I mean, when I was having my rent paid for, it was easier to kind of justify just the wear and tear on me mentally and physically, and just the lack of kind of mental stimulation. But that's why I came up here, was to do that contract. And I didn't come up here to work that job and then pay so much of my paycheck just on rent on a path that wasn't even going to advance me professionally. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing my gig work when I can. It's a little bit complicated having a dog, but there's certain times that I can do that. And then I do have my online work, and then I do have YouTube. And if I increase the frequency of the other 3 jobs, then that will lead to more revenue, or it should. And this just seems like the best way forward. Was it yummy? Was it so yummy? I got like all of the steak juice on my pants. Parky is looking a little rough, but he is going to the groomer. Today's Sunday. He's going on Friday. Yeah, he's going on Friday to the groomer. Are you still happy? Hopefully they won't cancel. Sometimes they see where it's a Shih Tzu and then that was more at Petco, where they panic and they're like, oh, I don't have time or something. So hopefully they'll keep it because you need to get groomed. As far as like moving into my car, this is something that I was wanting to happen maybe like in a year or 2. My plan, my goal, I really wanted to move into my car, preferably not this car. I really wanted to be able to buy something else, maybe like a larger SUV or a van. This is just what I've thought of in the past. It's not necessarily what I want to do right now. I wanted to move into a vehicle and travel around and work remote. That is like kind of my dream life, I think. I just always have loved travel, but that's why I was saying, okay, maybe in a couple years, because I wanted to save up. I wanted to trade this car in for a new car. I wanted to have like a big emergency fund. I wanted to just, I had just had different plans, but then this happened so quickly. Just because I moved into my car, it doesn't give me the freedom just to go wherever I want, when I want. I can't wake up tomorrow in this Walmart parking lot and say, hey, I think I want to go to the Oregon coast. I mean, theoretically, yes, I guess I could do that, but I'm not going to do that because life goes on. Like, I have a list of things I have to do tomorrow. Admin goes on. And I'm just going to say this like one time on this channel. Yes, quality of life can be better in a home or an apartment. The problem is that I did not have time to reap the benefits of it. Because with the rent and with my wages, I don't make high wages. I did not have time to sleep in that bed. I didn't have time to work out on that floor. And that was a problem. I think we can all agree that it is healthier to stand up when you're doing stuff. It's healthier to sleep in a bed, maybe. It's healthier to have more space. Yes, it is. But there's an exception to that. When you are working so hard just to be able to pay for that, it becomes null and void. That does not apply to everybody. But when you make 20 bucks an hour, it becomes null and void. Because working 40 hours a week at $20 an hour and then paying at least $1,000 for rent, that's just the rent. You still have the utilities, you still have, and then you have everything else. It's not enough. Most people I know worked overtime. I did not work overtime. I did YouTube. And that's how I was able to supplement my 40-hour-a-week income. But it was getting to the point where I was so busy doing YouTube and doing the 40 hours that I didn't have enough time to sleep. And frankly, I would rather get more sleep in a car than less sleep in an apartment. I'd rather march my butt up to the gym every day than not have time to work out in my own apartment. I would rather, despite the craziness and the frustration you've seen so far this evening with me trying to cook this damn steak in here, it was so dumb. I'd rather do that than be in an apartment not having time to cook and ordering Domino's. Because even whatever a pain in the butt making that steak was, and it was, and however much power it took, I got a good meal. And I don't have time to cook. Like in my apartment, I was working too many hours. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I wear down. I get tired. And when I was either on or I was off, there was no in between. I was either working or I was down. And when I say down, I mean I'm either asleep and not for long enough, or I'm going to Dairy Queen or something unhealthy. There was not a balance. I just got back from walking Parker and I just realized that all of my clothes, it seemed to make so much sense to put them under my bed, but now I can't access my clothes and I'm not about to get out here at like 1 a.m. in the parking lot and root under my bed for some pajamas. I guess I'll just sleep in this t-shirt. I think I really need to work on this car. Sometimes it will make sense when you're setting it up, but then when you start living in it, it's like, this makes no sense. Like why do I have access to, I don't know, there's just so many random things I have access to, but I don't need right now. Like my camp chair is right there. I don't need that right now, but I need my clothes. So I think I'm gonna have to rethink some of this. It is way earlier than what I wanted to be getting up. It's like it's almost 8 o'clock. And I've been on a second shift schedule for like the last 3 years. And so I'm used to waking up like afternoon. I need to change my whole schedule here. I guess there is no time like the present. It's not the best night's sleep. I think I just had a lot of jitters. I don't know why. The air is so bad. I woke up with a scratchy throat. Are you ready to get up? Okay. I'm still kind of sleepy. So fun to wake up to Wilson Phillips and start singing and not sure if it's nostalgia or sleep deprivation. Gotta get my receipts. 1099 worker. This is so embarrassing. I really wish I had quick access to clothing. Ugh, it is so smoky out here. I just had to go and get my clothes bags from under my bed, and the guy in the truck smoking. Why does everybody have to smoke? Everybody, like, they always like come to the park to smoke. I don't get it. He saw me like getting my clothes out. So now I feel self-conscious. Once I feel self-conscious, it's really hard for me to just concentrate on what I need to be doing. I can't find my contacts. Somehow when I was putting things under there, it just seemed like it was fine. It was like, oh, I'll just find it under here. It's like, oh, my pajama bottoms, like a sweatshirt. I'll just find it under here. But it is not that simple. I'm just like so frustrated right now. Now, right when I'm ready to start the day, to have breakfast and do like get on with my day, I have to put all my window covers back up just so that I can get dressed. Ah! I'm going to check in with you guys in a little bit later. I just cannot function in this car right now. I'm really surprised. I'm having such a hard time. I think that I have too much stuff in here. I want to bring this so badly. I want to cook on the fire. And I need to go to my storage unit and drop off some more stuff because it's too much stuff in here. It's too much stuff like in the cabin and not enough of the stuff that I actually need under my bed. And it's kind of driving me. It's just that coupled with like not sleeping that much. It's just a bit much. But it's like it is a few hours later. I have reorganized my car a little bit. Unfortunately, I still cannot find my contacts. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I don't know how it's lost in this car because I have this massive thing of one-day contacts. Even when I went to my storage unit, I could not find them, but I had a very productive morning. I got my errands done. I got my appointments done and my phone calls. I did everything I was supposed to do. So I'm very happy about that. And now I just came to this rest area. And I know I've said previously that I'm not going to use gas in the car ever again, but unfortunately I cannot find the cord to my water heater. I thought I was so organized, and I don't know. I'm just finding that it is better since I went to my storage unit and dropped stuff off. Even though I tried really hard to organize it, I feel like how my stuff, it's not just how it's organized, it's how it needs to be like distributed in this car. What good is having clothes if I can't get to them? Like, what good is having contacts if I can't get to them? What good is having electric cooking if I can't find the cord? Well, I guess that's another thing. Like, that's more like organization. The wildfire smoke is still pretty bad. I think that I've just been doing the car camping since I've been doing this for the last couple of years. I mean, that's been hard in of itself, like all the packing and unpacking for sure. That's been really hard, but it's just a whole nother stress level of having so much stuff in the car and needing access to all of it at once. Okay, so we are just over our 24-hour mark. I was just getting ready to get my shower stuff and my workout stuff to go into the gym, but the wildfire smoke here from the Canadian wildfires, it is really, really bad. And I think it's getting worse. I have a really bad sore throat. I mean, my throat really, really hurts and my head hurts. And so if it's affecting me, I don't know if it affects my little guy here. I would just feel better if we just get out of the area. And the nice thing about my gym is that I can go anywhere. So I'm feeling a lot more relaxed than I did 24 hours ago. And I think that a lot of the stress that I was dealing with yesterday, I mean, yes, there were some extenuating circumstances. There were like the extreme bugs out at that pond. There was my power situation. I mean, I was having some issues. I was trying out everything in my car. But I think that a lot of the stress was coming from leaving my apartment, from being in that apartment. I don't think that energy was like car life energy. I think that was some residual W-2 energy and definitely some uninhabitable, depressing apartment energy. Even though I feel like there are some challenges, I'm definitely feeling a lot better this evening. Even though I feel worse, I am starting to feel, I think, a reflection, of just being in my car and just like letting go of that stress of associating rent with a job that's stressful and just that vicious cycle. And that's how it was for me, at least. I know that's not for everybody. So before I go, there is one thing I want to say. I want to share a bit of information with you all. Now, I don't want you to feel obligated to subscribe or anything, but I do have a second channel. And some of you, I've bumped into you on the channel. As the algorithm just sent you there. I'm so happy to see you guys over there. Don't feel obligated to subscribe because it's not going to be focused on car camping. It is more emotional. It is more personal. It deals with some of my mental health stuff that I've gone through. It is more, it's not as niche as the car camping. I guess the car full-time living now. But I started this channel. It wasn't to like hide it or something. Well, maybe a little bit, but not from like people online. I just wanted a place where I could share. I wanted to share more privately because it got to a point with my main channel where so many people knew about it and it was like people I knew in real life. And I was going through a really vulnerable time and I really wanted a place to share, but I didn't want to bring it to my main channel because I felt too vulnerable. I didn't even think people would watch those videos. And I'm actually very surprised when I see people in the comment section over there. I'm very surprised that they got to my channel. I didn't know the algorithm would send them there. I really was shocked. The channel name is called Somewhere Claire. It's like, I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, it's Somewhere Claire. Yeah, you're welcome to check it out. All right, everybody. Well, I'm headed down south to get out of this. I got to get out of this wildfire smoke. All right. Thank you so much for spending the last 24 hours with us. I think it's going to be good. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Love you guys.